Here we go. Five, four, three, two, one. Hi, welcome to the International English Cafe meeting today. I am your host, Tan, and it is Friday evening in the Western Hemisphere, Saturday morning in the Eastern Hemisphere. Today's topic is teamwork, roles and responsibilities. So, in our previous meeting, what we did is or not we, technically, I threw a bunch of people into groups um, with a task to solve riddles, but I didn't give a breakdown of roles and responsibilities. This is a way to help allow for people to find what their natural inclinations are in terms of what they would do within a team. So what we'll do now is we'll go over what roles and responsibility, or kind of a breakdown of the roles and responsibility within a team. And hopefully this will help clarify things or provide a better idea of um, kind of the makeup of a team. So what I will do is I'll play a YouTube video, which will then be cut out of this part of the recording because, don't want any copyrights. But aside from that, after the video, we'll come back. We'll have some minor comments here and there. And then what I'll do is I'll have everybody um, either will be broken up into teams, or if the group is small enough, we'll just all get together to read through some scripts of the different type of orientations of the of a team. So in the video, just to kind of break it down, just to give you a heads up, there's three different type of orientations: action oriented, people oriented, and thought oriented. Um, so pay attention to that aspect of things, and you'll start to see like what kind of the buildup of a team is. Um, so with that, I am going to share the screen. Boop.
We're back.
Okay, hi, welcome back.
Oh, I'm back. I'm not sure if the rest of them are back yet.
Yeah,
So,
I'm just closing up the room right now.
so I just shared what we think our roles are.
Sounds good. Oh,
Hello.
there you go.
I
Hi,
was
hello,
finished my
welcome
breakfast.
everybody. Cool.
I finished my breakfast when you guys talked. It's 10
10:30
looks
over
like
there.
10 a.m. and 10:30 in Vietnam. And I have breakfast and also lunch in the same time.
Oh, you call that a brunch?
Yeah,
Yep.
I always on weekends always sleep until like 10 or 11 and have two meals combined to one. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I just eat that, and I will work, play until like 5 p.m. and I come back to my hometown.
Cool. Okay, so let's see. Looks like everybody caught back. So welcome back, everybody. Um, you can kind of see that like the script is kind of corny, right? Because it's one of those type of scripts that you would find like maybe in a PBS skit or very educational type of skit. But that's the whole purpose of that, is that to have everybody play a part, read something out, and throughout the process, you're kind of learning about the different types of role and responsibilities. Although I had it more focused where um, the role and responsibility just focus on one orientation, and then having people talk about it, right? Um, so for Professor Denis Parnell, the script that you guys read, just know that the format was essentially the same for the action-oriented and thought-oriented. So like maybe whatever is said is slightly different, but the overall format was the same, where You have like, oh, first let's talk about this type of orientation. And then it goes into like, oh, wait, what is this role? And then somebody else is like, oh, this is what this role is. And then it's summarized at the end, the three roles, everybody having a little say, right? Uh,
Yeah.
so overall, hopefully that kind of gets you all going with what the different type of roles and responsibilities are, having read the parts and afterwards having a little bit of a chat of what how you feel or what would you feel that when if you were to be part of a team, what kind of inclination would you lean towards if you were to play a particular role? Um, so just know that I was saying it in this room, right? So just know that you don't have to play every role. You don't have to say like, yes, I'm doing this, I do this, because lots of times that's not necessarily you, right? You might be better off doing one particular role over another, right? Um, it doesn't mean that you don't have to wear multiple hats, but at least know that you don't actually have to do all nine different type of roles because that's you're a one-man team at that point. And at that point you can just be I instead of team. And you can just do it all by yourself. But in this case, there's certain areas where we're strong in, and there's other areas that we're weak in, right? So having someone else that is strong in an area that you're weak in, then it kind of completes that puzzle piece. So that when working in a team and being able to trust each other to achieve the the goals that you have set out as a team, right? Then it will become more effective that way. Um, so just know that when working in a team, you're not alone. You are not alone. So um, that's basically it for today's topic. Does anybody have any comments, questions, or thoughts for the topic?
It was fun. Juan Franco is very lazy. No, no, no,
What?
no, 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 no. Juan Franco is not lazy at all. I'm just joking. If it's okay, I'd like to share what we came up with.
Sounds
Uh,
good.
we came up with, I'll close, I'll move that over for now. And we came up with, we came up with this. So we tried to divide it as best we could. So because at first we were all here. We were all here, all three of
Mhm.
us. So we had to figure out how each of us could contribute here because we can't all be social and not do any action or thinking. So we kind of figured out the doing part is where I think it was Scarlett. That's where she got frustrated because she was the doer. She was the main doer and nobody else was doing anything. So Scarlett, you're gonna have when you have your next project, maybe you can use this circle and at the beginning of the project and try to decide what you think you're best at. But I think to have only one doer is not enough. It's too stressful if it's a group project. So you might have to have two doers or three doers, Scarlett. That might help you out. So yeah, that's what we came up with.
That's
It was
pretty good.
pretty interesting.
Okay. So how about everybody else? Any particular comments, questions, or thoughts with the topic?
I think I need to assign the personality test early on in the group or in the class setting. I tend to forget about it. I know about it, but I maybe I got too busy with the planning and things like that. So I think it's better late than never.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Better late than never.
I posted the link again for the 16 personalities. This is a website I like a lot because um, the the image that Professor Parnell had posted in the chat earlier. Basically, if you go to this website, it actually has the same breakdown in terms of the different 16 different personalities. So I think it's a good way to kind of help split out what type of personality that you are by giving it kind of a title. Um, it makes it a little bit more relatable than just saying like, "Oh, I am an INFP." So
Yeah, yeah.
that's for which is what I am, right? I am a mediator type. So um,
Very interesting. Okay. Thank you so much for your time, Tan.
yeah, thank
And
you, and hope you have a nice weekend.
thank you. You too.
Yep, bye.
Bye. Take care.
Okay, and then click. That's
That that role focuses on analyzing ideas carefully.
So they're the person who asks questions like, does this idea really work?
Right. They look at the pros and cons and help the team make thoughtful decisions. Marcus?
Sorry. I guess they help prevent the team from choosing a bad idea too quickly.
exactly. They think logically and make sure the team is being realistic.
And the last one, the specialist.
The specialist is someone who has deep knowledge in a particular area.
Like if someone in the group knows a lot about science and the project is about the environment.
Yeah,
Environment.
yes. A specialist can provide detailed information or expertise.
That helps the team learn more about the topic.
Specialists might not always talk the most, but their knowledge can be very valuable.
So all the three of these roles help the teams think better.
The plan brings creative ideas.
The monitor evaluator analyzes those ideas carefully.
The specialist contributes expert knowledge.
When those roles work together, the team can make smarter decisions.
That's true. Good thinking leads to better results.
So maybe we should figure out who in our group likes coming up with ideas, who likes analyzing things, and who has special knowledge about our topics.
Good idea. Understanding our roles could really help our team succeed.
Good. All right. Who here thinks they might be the plant?
I might have a few creative ideas.
Then let's hear them.
Cool. Yay! Good job, everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
Clap, 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 clap.
Okay, so how do you guys feel so far or with all the reading?
Yeah, the reading was good. Everything went smoothly.
And does it seem like it's helpful too that the way they're talking about it is kind of like, well, obviously this is not like a casual conversation or anything of that respect, but it's one of those quote unquote conversation or scripts where it's very rigid, but they go into this kind of aspect of trying to teach something. It's one of those things that you might find in like an educational channel type thing.
Hmm. Yeah, indeed.
Yes.
Um, that was kind of the idea that I was going for. That way, hopefully, this would help to have, it's kind of like for us to, in a sense, teach the something while you're also practicing speaking. Or in this case, you're practicing the speaking while just reading it out. So there's reading involved, there's the speaking aspect, practicing your pronunciation, which, by the way, you guys all spoke pretty well. So, very good job, everyone.
Thanks.
Um, so let's get into in terms of like thought-oriented roles, right? So how do you guys feel and think? Do you feel that this might be something that uh, if you were part of a team, would you feel that you would be kind of like fulfilling this role?
Yes, sure. Mm, right. I think for me, sometimes I tend to be the initiator to, to try to come up with some ideas. I I better do the planning sometimes. I love planning.
Cool. How about you, Mohammed?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So like in terms of like a thought-oriented role, so it's the plant, the monitor slash evaluator, and then the specialist. Do you feel that like if you were to be part of a team, would you fill in one of these roles?
Um,
Or
let's
do you
say let's say I am kind of uh, a jack of all trades because I can fit anywhere anywhere I'm assigned to. So yeah.
I like how you threw that phrase in there. Very nice.
Yeah.
Cool beans. How about you, Scarlett? Would you feel like you would play like a thought-oriented role in a team?
Yes.
Cool. Um, in what way would you feel like you would do so?
I think we can like it's my first time to do this role. I find like in the first time it was kind of like I cannot keep up with it, but I try to um I try to speak and read. I find it's kind of interesting.
Cool. Okay. As for me, if you ever threw me into a team, I mean, I could wear many hats, but the kind of hat I would prefer to wear would be the thought, like within the thought-oriented realm of things. I feel like I would be sometimes a plant, sometimes an evaluator. Um, I don't think I'm that good in terms of being a specialist because um, so when you look at a business, right, and especially when you look in towards of a career path, ideally for most businesses, there's kind of two career paths to take. You have the career path where you end up going towards management. The other career path is when you go towards something that's a little bit more on um, the expertise side of things. So I would feel that the specialist would fall more towards that type of realm. They call that a subject matter expert or an SME. Right? So this is imagine like you're just doing your work and eventually you become very proficient. So you go from like a senior level, you're a lead, um, then you're kind of like managing, or at least the work aspect of things, not necessarily managing people, right? And eventually you can get to a part where like you're the subject matter expert. Um, you would have maintenance and management over the standard work, um, the processes that may be involved, the quality of the overall process to make sure that everything fits the criteria so that when the deliverables in form of products and or services gets to the customer that they are of high quality, right? So like it's kind of an important role. Like and it's one of those things where if you feel like you don't want to manage people, this would be a pretty good route to go to. Um, for me, like I don't think I'm there yet for a specialist, so I would actually be more of a plant or evaluator. Okay. Um, Now, in the other room, they're talking more about the pupil-oriented side of things, right? And I can see that Professor Parnell has a screen up um, for the different roles breakdown. Um, the one selections of roles that we didn't get into is action oriented. So over there, they're doing people oriented. We went through thought oriented. Um, then there's the action oriented. If we were to skim through this just quickly, right? Um, let's see. So I'm getting to the part. You'll notice that the scripts are written mostly the same. You know, you basically have people introducing like, oh, let's talk about this type of oriented role, right? And then you have the person like, oh, what is this type of what is this role? And then you have someone answer it. Oh, what is that kind of role? And you have another person answer it, and so on and so forth until you get to the end where like they summarize everything. So in terms of action oriented, you can see that Shaper pushes the team forward, the implementer organizes the work, and the completer finisher checks everything at the end. Um, um, I would s- I would think the implementer does things first because you need to organize everything out. And then once everything is organized, then you can start pushing for the work to be done. And that the completer finisher then validates that everything is accurate and good before you ship it out or before you deliver it to your customer. So kind of like that's you can kind of see the process of how that works out. Um, do you feel that this might be something that you might be taking upon when you're in a team?
For me, yes, definitely. As always, I am someone who likes to take action. And when I set something to do, I I go all in. I don't like uh, saying that I'm gonna do something and then stay not taking action. So I do everything to reach my goals, and this is part of being um, like people who like taking action, like action-oriented people.
Mhm.
They organize their thought and put these thought into action in order for them to reach their goal. And this is um, what I used to I act all the time, not used to, but this is how I do things. So if I had to choose one of these three uh, type of people, I would be in a team of action-oriented people.
Sounds good. How about um how about you, Scarlett? Do you think you're more of an action person?
Can you repeat the question?
So how about you, Scarlett? Would you feel like you're more of an action person, just based on like what you see on the screen?
Um, I see the script.
Yeah, like it's highlighted. So shaper pushes the team forward, implementer organizes the work, and then completer slash finisher checks everything at the end. Um, do you feel that that might be more of a what you'd be doing if you were part of a team?
Yes.
By the
I
way,
think
just to let you know, it's okay to say no for some of this because, uh, you
I
know,
don't un I don't understand the shape of pushes. I don't understand. But
so
I always organize the work in a team.
okay, yeah. So, so you can kind of see, right? Like, in terms of how some of the roles are done, right? You don't necessarily have to do everything, right? And the point is, like, when you are part of a team, you're not necessarily trying to do everything. You have something that you're more inclined or that you tend to lean more towards doing, right? So, this is a good example, right? Like you might not do all the other stuff, but for an implementer, that's something that you might do. So that's good. Um, mind you too, you don't actually if you don't if you're not action oriented, you can actually say no for all of them because you might be more oriented to a different type of role. Um, so hopefully you guys don't feel obligated to say yes to, being part of a particular role. How about you, Imelda?
I think I tend to be an implementer,
Hmm.
organizing work, but sometimes I have troubles in completing the works whenever I get too busy.
Hmm. That's fair.
And like now, I need to do some translation also.
Am I the only one here?
Oh, hi,
Translate.
Oh,
Mayuri.
yes, I'm the only one here.
Hi, Mayuri. Are you there? Can you hear
Hello.
us?
Hello, I'm sorry, I was speaking to a friend.
All right. Sorry about that, Imelda.
That's okay. I need to motivate myself to finish or to complete what I started. And I think uh, joining a class like this also helped me to feel motivated while doing my work here. I still have time to share with you,
Yeah,
especially about work. That really helps.
that's
Thank
good
you.
to hear. As for me, I think I'm kind of similar to most of you in terms of being an implementer. Um, I think that if I was to play an action-oriented role, I think the only one would be an implementer. I say this because similar to what Imelda, what you were saying is I do have a tough time completing finishing things. And it's mainly because so for me in terms of work, I'm kind of a workaholic. Someone that, likes to do a lot of work. And sometimes I don't want the work to end. I just want to keep on working. So I get tunnel vision and I just want to just keep on working, it kind of is like a letdown if the work is done.
Hmm.
That's kind of like what it is for me. So the type of work I'm currently doing it is cyclic. Like there's a cycle to it, right? So it just keeps on going and going and going. So technically, my work never really complete, but um, I do like to. Um, so this is why I'm more of the thought-oriented side of things. So I do come up with ideas and then analyze things. So that's kind of like where I'm more in tune towards. Um, but in terms of an action-oriented role, if I was to do anything, I do help organize the work. It makes things more efficient. Um, and that's one of the ways to help um, getting the work done. Because when things are done or kind of put in its proper place, at that point, everybody can then get to their stations and then do their part. So, as a action-oriented role, I think that is a pretty important role. Okay. By the way, Mayori, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, you came in a little late, but I'll give a rundown, right? So what we did is we played a video about the different types of roles and responsibilities within a team. There's kind of three type of orientations: action-oriented, people-oriented, and thoughts-oriented. In terms of the breakdown, there's kind of like three different roles within each of the three orientations. Um, what we're doing here is I had the script so everybody picks a part and then they read it out loud. But through the script, they talk about the different orientation of of a teamwork, right? And from there, we can have that something that we can learn from and then start talking about. Um, I know that you're just jumping into this, but just to kind of give you a quick thing, right? So, thought-oriented, there's three different roles. You have the plant that brings creative ideas. You have monitor evaluator that analyzes the ideas. And then the specialist contributes expert knowledge. Um, People-oriented roles, you have the team worker who supports the group, resource investigators bring in new ideas, and the coordinator helps guides the team. The last one is or action oriented, where you have the shaper that pushes the team forward, implementer that organizes the work, and the completer finisher, they check everything at the end. Um, I know this is just throwing this at you really quickly, but do you feel that any of these nine roles speaks out to you? And sorry if this is a little overwhelming.
I think I'm more to the monitor evaluator one. Because I just when it comes to a team group, I just tend to stay silent and observe
Hmm.
and give what I thought would be good feedback or ideas.
Yeah. So you remember like from last meeting when we were talking about, the natural inclinations, right? And how that sometimes one role within a team is someone that's kind of the silent type. They should kind of stand back and kind of observe things and analyzes things, right? So yeah, that's good. Cool beans. All right. Um, So overall, does anybody have any particular questions, comments, or thoughts?
Is this part of the MBTI test?
No, this is actually not part of MBTI.
Oh,
This is just taking a team and breaking it down. In terms of the MBTI, that's a different thing where, um, well, there's a website that breaks it down into 16 different archetypes. So, um, cut right here and then let's go into like a side thing, right? So, or actually, sorry, it's not sharing that screen. It's going to, oh, I actually need to hmm, stop sharing. Let's do it like this, where more, share, yeah, screen one. Let's do everything. Let's just make sure that like I'm sharing everybody. You. So I'll do like this. All right, next up. So this is the MBTI thing, and if we want to, um, we can do it this way, right? So it's like 16, oops, sorry, 16 personalities test, right? And in a sense, what Professor Parnell had posted as um the picture, right? It in a sense, it kind of seems like it came from here because it kind of speaks to the same thing. So you have the different types, architect, logician, commander, debater, right? So in a sense, that's what this is. Oops. Okay. So architect, commander, debater, thinker, right? All that stuff. Um, I would say this is a good website to go, this is the website I would go to take an MBTI test. Let's see, where is the chat? Chat, here you go. So I'll post this into here too. And yeah, like I would say if you wanted to take your MBTI, go here. Now, the thing about MBTI or just personalities in general is that ideally your personality does not change no matter what you do. It's kind of like something you're born with. Although you may have inclination where you might be one thing over another. And the idea to it is think of it as more of like a spectrum instead of like black and white, right? So it's not like you're introvert versus extrovert. It's more like you could be 25% extrovert and 75% introvert. So you're mostly introvert, but you can still be talking, right? Um, there may be times where like the split might be close to 50-50. So that's kind of where you have your fluctuation. Like so for example, let's say like you did the MBTI and found that you're a mediator. So an INFP, I for introvert, N for intuition, F for feeling, and P for perspective, right? But then you took the test again and then found out you're a debater. An N, or sorry, not a debater. Where did it go? Where's the F? Oh, okay. Let's say you're an adventurer, right? An ISFP, right? Let's say you're that instead, right? So it changed from an N to an S, right? So if that's the case, then what that means is your N, your intuition, and your S, your sensing, are very close. They're like close to 50-50. So you might fluctuate from between one or the other. Um, that's kind of how that works. Um, but ideally, your personality doesn't really change. That's just kind of how you are. You're like kind of born with that. But it's good to know because by being able to know where you stand, then from there you can kind of use that to your advantage, where um, it helps with figuring out what type of role might be suitable for you, right? Or how best you can interact with people, where maybe it's better if you had kind of a screen between you, like if you're just chatting it in an instant message. Or maybe you're someone that would prefer to uh, be in a role where you talk to people directly all the time, right? So things like that. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna close all the rooms and let them all come back.
They also help make sure everyone gets a chance to contribute.
So they might lead discussions and help the group make decisions.
That sounds similar to a leader but in a supportive way.
Yeah, the coordinator makes sure everyone's strengths are being used.
So in people-oriented roles, each person helps the team in a different way.
The teamwork supports the group.
The resource investigator brings in new ideas. And the coordinator helps guide them.
When all those roles work together, the team becomes stronger.
I agree. Good teamwork isn't just about doing the work, it's about how people work together.
So maybe we should think, I'm Olivia, right? So maybe we should think about which of these roles fits us best. Good idea. That might help our project run a lot more smoothly.
All right, then. Who thinks they might be the team work?
You guys want to try it again?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Our teacher said that good teams usually have different types of roles. Last class, we talked about action roles, but today I want to talk about people-oriented roles. People-oriented roles, do those focus more on teamwork?
Yeah, I think there's the rules that help the team work well together.
That sounds important. Sometimes teams struggle, not because of the work, but because people don't communicate well.
Exactly. Our teacher mentioned rules like the teamwork, the sort investigator, and the coordinator.
Let's start with the team worker. What does the role do?
The team worker helps the coordinator. The team worker helps keep the group positive and cooperative.
So, if there's disagreement or tension, the teamwork helps people calm down and work things out.
That's helpful. Some people are really good at making everyone feel included.
Yeah, they're usually supportive and good listeners.
Without someone like that,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
without someone like that, teams may argue too much or feel uncomfortable sharing ideas.
What about the resource investigator?
I think that's the person who looks for new information, ideas, or opportunities outside the group.
Like researching sources or talking to other people to get helpful information. Exactly. They help the team discover new possibilities.
So if we need extra information for our project, the resources investigator might find useful websites or articles.
Or even ask other students or teachers for ideas.
That role sounds really curious and outgoing.
Now what about the coordinator?
The coordinator helps organize the team and make sure everyone is working together towards the same goal.
They also help make sure everyone gets a chance to contribute.
So they might lead discussions and help the group make decisions.
That sounds similar to leader, but in a supportive way.
Yeah, the coordinator makes sure everyone's strengths are being used.
So in people-oriented roles, each person helps the team in a different way.
The teamwork supports the group.
And resource investigator brings in new ideas. And the coordinator helps guide the team.
When all those roles work together, the team becomes stronger.
I agree. Teamwork isn't just about doing the work. It's about how people work together.
So maybe we should think about which of these roles fits each of us best. Good idea. That might help our project run a lot more smoothly.
All right, then. Who thinks they might be the teamwork?
Awesome. Awesome. So I guess we got to think which role, are you comfortable with your role? What
Yes.
role? What is your role, Juan Franco?
I like it. I like it. In this moment, I think this is very important. Try to listen on the other persons and make a good teamwork.
You're the teamwork. You're the listener.
Yeah, in this moment, yes.
Okay. And how about you, Prazel? What do you think what your role might be? Here, let me find the image.
Rachel is Ryan. Now me, it's Mia.
So, oh yeah, okay. So here's the script. Ryan, are you, out of these ones, which one would you think is best for you? Are you a team worker? What do you think is best for you? Are you an investigator? An investigator looks for, what did we talk about? New information and new things to look at. So what do you think? Are you an social investigator, a coordinator? Are you a little bit of a planner? Do you like to finish things, Ryan? Ryan was Prazel. Do you think you're a specialist? A monitor? Do you know what a monitor is, Prazel?
A little, sir.
So or do you think, I don't know what a plant is. Maybe new ideas. What do you think you are, Ryan? Prazel?
I think resource investigator.
Oh, you like looking for new things?
Yes.
That's awesome. Like a team really needs somebody like that. Right. And before we go to Naomi, why do you guys think we need a listener like Juan Franco said he would be a listener? Why do you think a listener is important? Everybody. Does anybody, if Juan Franco is a listener, why is that important? Prazel or Naomi, why do you think listening is important? Prazel, Naomi? Nothing? Okay, Naomi, what do you think you want to be?
I think the listener is important because a good listener helps the team understand each other better. By listening carefully to other members' ideas and opinions, the team can communicate well and avoid misunderstandings. This helps the team work together more effectively.
Right, the listener, listens and you feel listened to, right? And then they say, oh, blah, 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 blah. Is this what you mean? And they, oh, yeah. So, yeah, you're right. So what about you, Naomi? What do you think your role would be? Do you think you'd be a team worker, an idea person, an evaluator? Like, I think I would be kind of a coordinator.
I think my role will be the team worker. I like helping the team stay positive and work well together. I also try to support my teams and help solve problems when there is disagreements.
Okay, so that's good because then we'd have a researcher, a team worker, a planner. Because Prazel said he would be he would love to be. Where is it? A researcher? Here. So right now we've got 3 socials. Prazel and Naomi, is your MBTI, are you extrovert or introvert?
I'm introvert.
You're introvert, but
Yes.
you chose social, which is usually extrovert, right? Team worker. Okay. So right now we have 3 socials. I guess now we would have to choose thinking and action. Okay. So Juan Franco, all of us right now are social. Juan Franco is
In social, no, Denise?
you are a listener, right? That's kind of
Yes,
social, right?
listener.
Right.
Yeah.
And Naomi is team worker and social, and I'm coordinator, and Prizel is resource. And so we all have social right now, but I think we have to.
Denise, but for example, the people, the action, what are you doing in team worker?
So the action. So one moment. See if I can find something here. I'm looking for something. So we have this, and we have this. What is a shaper? So let me see if I can find a shaper. Action. I think a shaper like is kind of brainstorming. I think a shaper does brainstorming and kind of ideas, and then kind of chooses the direction.
Mm.
All right. So brainstorming and chooses the direction. Completer is the one details, and implementer is doer. So Juan Franco, which one is best for you? I like ideas and direction, so I think maybe this might be choosing. This might be choosing after speaking, choosing the direction. What do you think? That's shaper. Whoops. Let's try again. Choosing the direction. So what do you think? Are you choosing the direction, or are you a doer, or are you a finisher?
Maybe in this moment, I think the yes, Denise, and try to
So you're a
find
doer?
new ideas and try to choose one direction, no? And
Okay, you try.
I think in the meetings, in the meeting board, in the team board, I'm sorry, it's very important try to define the idea, your team board, no? And
Yes.
it's very important try to define this idea and like your team.
Okay, so how about you, Prizel? Do you think that you're here, or do you think you are here, or do you think you are here? Prizel.
Wait, give me a minute.
Okay. Naomi, what do you think? Do you think you are a finisher? Do you think you are a shaper? Or do you think you are a doer?
Direction. I'm sorry, sir. Connection.
Okay, let's try again. Do you think you kind of try to shape the idea? Do you think you try to do the idea, like try to do the work, or do you think you are like super detailed person? What do you think you are?
I think I am a team worker, but I also try to be careful with details. I like helping the team and making sure the work is done well.
Okay, so this would be Naomi. And Naomi's also a team worker here, Naomi. Okay, and this is Prazel here. Prazel, and so far we have, I'm going to say JFG for Juan Franco Garcia, okay? And Juan Franco Garcia is, okay, I don't think we chose, okay. How many we have? 4, okay. Prizel, do you think you're any of these? Do you think you're implementer, yes or no? You can say no. Maybe you are a specialist. Maybe you're monitor. I think, oh, Naomi.
I'm a plan, sir.
What's that? Can you repeat, Prizel?
I think I choose the plan.
The plan.
Yeah.
So you might be, oh, your planner.
Yes.
Okay, so maybe Naomi's here, but that leaves maybe, but now then Naomi is going to do lots of the work if so we'd have to help Naomi here. What about it? We need an implementer. Who's the implementer? Who's the doer? I can do some, but I can't do all. I'm a little bit of a doer, but I can't do it all. I would be stressed. So we would need somebody else to help doing. So who else are the doers?
Denise, and for example, the word the implement, what is?
Doer. They do the work. They maybe they make the PPT, right? Maybe they make the PPT. Maybe they do the presentation. Maybe. Maybe you make the plan, but then they do the plan, and like you make the plan, right? You give the ideas, but I can do some, but I would be tired. I could not do everything. I would need some help. Anybody else would be a doer? If I did it alone, I would almost want to give up. I would need help. I would say bye, right? If I had to do it all by myself. Is anybody else a doer? Our group's going to have a problem if we don't have a doer. And I'll do some, but I will not do everything. How about you guys, Prazel and Naomi, or Juan Franco? Would you be willing to help do things? Okay. What I would do then, I could maybe do the presentation. If it's a school project, maybe a presentation. But if it's a work project, it might be like, you know, making phone calls, networking. Oh. So, guys, holding the meeting, right? Juan Franco, I think you're a little bit of a doer.
Yes, I find the explication, the implement in the being,
Right.
and say this person is to make the transform the ideas in imagines or works, but it's very sure in your decisions. Try to the in the moment that you decide the implement.
But it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and many groups, they have maybe no doers, and so that's why people get angry. Or maybe there's only one doer, right? So maybe we need more. So only me and okay. What about the specialist? Is there any specialist here? So Juan Franco, if we were doing photography, you would be the specialist. Okay. If we were doing computers, you would be the specialist.
Okay.
Okay. So if we were doing if we had to check out computer ability, you would be the specialist. So I don't know who the specialist would be. It depends on the project. Who has I'm definitely an idea person. Is there anybody else who's an idea person? Anybody else? Frizel, do you like thinking of ideas, or do you just like doing the research? Frizel. Frizel, are you there? Okay, Frizel.
Yes, sir. I like taking an idea.
Okay, so Frizel. So you would this is would be some or like making ideas. Okay, how about you, Naomi? Ideas, yes or no?
Yes.
Naomi. How about you? I think everybody likes to have the ideas, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the only two that we don't have, the only one we don't know is the specialist. We don't know the specialist because we don't know what we're like, what our project is. Okay, that's pretty good. So I wonder, I'm going to take a picture of that. That was that's pretty good because let's see if I can do the chat. Chat, everyone. That's pretty good. Now I think we could begin our project. Okay. So I'll send a message to Tan. We think we are done. We think we are done. I don't think he's listening. He's talking. Okay, guys. Do you guys want to go back to the main room?
Okay.
I'll stop the share. And maybe we can try to. You guys want to go back to the main room? Prazel?
Yes.
We go back, we say goodbye, we go to the main room. Naomi, main room okay?
Yes.
So if we're going to go to the main room, just all we have to do Ah, it doesn't take a picture of that. That's very interesting. You have to click on leave room. Okay, so click on leave room and we'll go to the main room. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I'll see you in the main room.
Yes. Naomi, you're going to the bedroom? I
Yeah.
don't remember the way to go into the main room. You remember?
Rules are